Okay, so when you hear the name Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, what's the first word that pops into your head? For a lot of people, it's genius. Maybe you think of his epic play Faust, or maybe you just get this feeling of a huge literary giant. But beyond that legend is a whole world of poetry that's actually way more intimate and relatable than you might think. So the real question is, how do his words still hit so hard centuries later? Well, we're about to find out.
I mean, even his own translator was kind of in awe, calling him the poet of Germany, almost of the world. And that's a huge claim, right? But it's not really an exaggeration. Goethe just had this incredible knack for tapping into things that are just fundamentally human. Love, loss, wonder, stuff that doesn't care about borders or what century it is.
So, that's really the big question we're tackling here. How? How does a writer from the 18th century write things that feel so real, so true, even today? And the way we're going to find the answer is by diving into 4 huge themes that pop up again and again in his amazing work.
All right, first up, let's talk about something we can all relate to: love. But see, Goethe wasn't just writing about one kind of love. No way. He got into all of it. From that head-over-heels, world-spinning first crush to those more cynical, let's-just-have-fun kind of games people play.
Just think about it for a second. That crazy, totally overwhelming feeling when you first fall for someone, when your whole reality just shifts. He captures that perfectly in his poem, New Love, New Life. He just nails that feeling of not even recognizing yourself anymore. It's something that, wow, is just completely universal, right?
And this slide? Oh, it shows his range perfectly. So on the one hand, you've got this cynic from the indifferent who's basically saying love just gets in the way of a good party. But then you flip the coin and you have the romantic from the tender who thinks love is the party, a heavenly dance. The fact that he could get inside both of those heads so perfectly, it just shows you how deeply he understood our messy, contradictory hearts.
Okay, so we're moving from the fire of the heart to the quiet of the forest. For Goethe, nature wasn't just pretty scenery. It was a teacher. It was where he found some of his biggest ideas and profound lessons.
And his poem Found is the perfect example of this. It's so simple, but so beautiful. So picture this, he's just wandering through the woods, not really looking for anything, and he spots this perfect little flower. His first instinct, to grab it, to own it. But it's almost like the flower itself warns him. So instead of destroying its beauty for just a moment, he carefully digs it up, roots and all, and brings it home to his garden where it can keep on living. The lesson here is so powerful, right? Real love, real appreciation. It's not about owning something. It's about protecting its beauty.
But Goethe wasn't just all flowers and feelings. No. He had this whole other side, a darker, more mythic side. He was an absolute master storyteller, and he loved to weave these incredible tales about magic, legends, and even monsters. A perfect example is the start of his super famous ballad, The King of Thule. I mean, listen to that. Right away, you're pulled into this world of legend. You've got a loyal king, a love that lasts beyond death, and this one magical object, a golden goblet. You just know this is going to be an epic, tragic story.
What's amazing is how Goethe packs a whole lifetime of story into just a few verses. You see, that goblet, it's not just a cup, it's everything. It's a symbol of a love so strong it outlasts death. And notice his final act. He gives away his entire kingdom, but the one thing he can't pass on is that cup. By throwing it into the sea, he's making sure that loyalty, that memory, belongs only to him, forever. All right, for our last theme, let's look at Goethe in his later years. As he got older, his poetry got, more concentrated, like a powerful shot of espresso. He started writing these short little verses called epigrams, basically packing a lifetime of wisdom into just a couple of hard-hitting lines.
Here's the first one. It's a pretty sharp warning, actually. Basically, he's saying if you just mess around with your life and don't take it seriously, you can't ever really thrive.
And this one? It's like the other side of that same coin. If you don't master yourself, your impulses, your weaknesses, you'll always be a slave to them. He's basically saying true freedom comes from mastering yourself.
And then there's this one, which might be the most powerful of all. You can lose your money and make it back. You can lose your reputation and earn it back. But for Goethe, courage was the absolute foundation. If you lose that, he's saying, what's the point? You might as well have never been born. Whoa. So, all of this brings us right back to where we started. Why does Goethe's voice still feel so powerful?
Because he covered the whole shebang, the entire spectrum of what it means to be human. From crazy passion to quiet wisdom, from epic myths to simple truths. His work is like a giant mirror, and when we look into it, even all these years later, we can still see ourselves.
Goethe had this idea that we're always being pulled upward by something, some kind of inspiration. In his masterpiece, Faust, he called it the ever-womanly, this mysterious creative force. So the question he kind of leaves us with is this. Now that you've peeked into his world, what ideas, what passions, what truths are going to be the thing that draws you higher?